Okay, so I am going to try and provide a little more information about an embellishment book. I enjoy making little albums and books, and I participated in Tina's Craft Creations Maggie Holmes giveaway. So she and Karen, you probably know who you are, asked about a tutorial on making the book. So I made that book based off of the memory decks and the banner I used to decorate the cover. I'll post pictures on Instagram, or might be on Instagram already by the time I post this video. But so Tina probably has better measurements on that particular book, but I think in general, I think just so you could get the idea of the embellishment book I made, I just made a couple mock books. The one that I think I'm going to use is a little smaller because I don't have that banner to decorate the front anymore, and I think I probably would want to use something smaller to decorate this particular one. But I'll try and do this tutorial with a bigger book. So, but this is the smaller one, which is, they're both 6.5 inches tall. So this might be smaller again than what I sent. But this is 6.5 inches tall and 5 inches wide. If you want more information about the smaller one, I'll try and put a video up. But basically, this smaller one has only an inch spine, but I think you all probably want an 1.5 inch spine. I'm assuming you'll make something bigger, but if I'm wrong, let me know, and I'll try and post information about this smaller book sooner than later. So my book basically had embellishments, 2 sets of embellishments. So I had one on the cover, one dangling from the inside. You could call it a signature, but really it's not, just the first page in my book. And all I did was punch a hole so that I could dangle something, tie it with a ribbon, or use a jump ring to dangle. And then I had the other dangle, just using the same hole. Dangling from, this is a bad idea, but so it just dangled from this side and dangled from this side, using the same hole. And then I had 2 more embellishments here, and then a third, kind of like a keychain, dangling from this flap. And then in the back I had my memory decks in a boxed envelope. So for the boxed envelope, I used my 1-2-3 punch board from We Are Memory Keepers, so that's why this was out. If you have questions, just leave a comment or send me a message on Instagram. So I only made one envelope for this tutorial, but Okay, so again, if you want information about the smaller book, I can tell you later, but we'll put this one aside, and just let me know if it was the smaller one that you wanted information about. Okay, so like I said, the larger one has an 1.5 inch spine. So I just used a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I cut all the way down and gave myself a 6.5 inch piece to work with. So this is the 6.5 inch piece. Of course, I wanted to make my life harder. I used a single-sided sheet just because I wanted to use this Jen Hatfield paper pad I have, and as you know, most paper pads are single-sided. So I recommend you do it like I did for the challenge giveaway, and just use double-sided paper. It was so much quicker that way, but I just wanted, you know, today I just wanted to use my single-sided sheets because I want to get those used up. Okay, so like I mentioned, I had an embellishment hanging here, and then I don't know that I want to punch a hole because I don't know that I'm going to be dangling anything here, but you can do so. But so like I said, 6.5 inches tall, and then what I did was score, and I can't bring my scoring board here. At 5 inches. From there, I did an 1.5 inch spine. And then from this point on, I made sure I had 5 inches. So, and just cut off the excess. So 5 inches wide on either side, that's 10 inches, 11.5 inches with the spine. So I had like 1/2 inch to just trim off the edge, if that makes sense. I can show you. So here's 12 by 12 inch paper. You just have a little to cut off. So you want to do that. You can pause me or just jot down the measurements. And again, mine is, make yours taller if you like. I thought that the one that I might have sent was 7 inches tall. I just wanted this to be smaller. Like I said, I don't have that banner that I'm using to embellish the cover with today. So then I needed something a little bit smaller for the inside, and my memory decks, we're just pulling one that I have here. This is not going to go in this book necessarily, although I mean I could if I wanted to, but so my memory decks was probably a little larger in the video, so you'll need to make use your, if you have a 1, 2, 3 punch board, you'll want to use a larger envelope size. But just for an example, I just took my little memory decks here that I made this summer, measured it, and it was about 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. It's actually probably a little smaller. This is probably like 4 or 4.25 at most. But this is because this is a simple one. So this is probably like more like 4 by 4. But so I made it. I used the 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch card size. It's just really going to be hard to see. So I saw in my punch board the directions said that I need, this requires 7 5/8 of an inch paper. So I just used some simple cardstock. Cut it down to 7 5/8 inch, and then I used my punch guide to make the box envelope, not a regular envelope, because I do add like a little bit of layering in the Memory Decks card, so it gets a little thick. So it's a box envelope. So I put my tape on already, and I folded everything up. You have to follow the directions with the scoreboard and on the scoreboard, and or if you get your, look up the 1 2 3 punch board boxed envelope, you could do that and find the information online. I don't want to tear. Just trying to make the edges. I guess it won't be all the way flush. Not perfect, but so I need 3 of these flaps to close, and then I just want to be able to use this flap up here to put my card in. So this isn't totally perfect, but just trying not to leave a gap at the bottom, but then it doesn't look quite right. I think I left a little bit of adhesive inside. Oh, I think I moved my adhesive. It's not what I wanted. Okay. So I was just saying, I don't know that I'm necessarily going to use this particular book with this envelope, so I'm not 100% certain, but if you're ready to go ahead, and you can just put your double-sided tape or use glue and adhere that to the back. I just strictly put the adhesive on the back side and positioned it where I thought I wanted it. And then for the insert, again, 6.5 inches tall. The front page, this very first page, is 5 inches wide. And like I said in the other part 1 of this, I do have a smaller version. Smaller by meaning the spine. Okay, so first page is 5 by 6.5 or 6.5 by 5, and then I only made this particular insert with a 1/2 inch. Pretty sure 1/2 inch spine. So 5 inches, 1/2 inch, and remember, I'm using 12 by 12 paper, so I guess I should back up. And this is a full sheet of 12, whatever. The length is a full 12 inches. But it's only 6.5 inches tall. Sorry if that makes sense. And again, like I said, I'm using 12 by 12 sheets. This, like I said, makes your life easier. This is already double-sided. I don't need to decorate or anything. Or if it doesn't bother you if there's white, you know, great. Because like I could have left this white and I was just going to make a pocket here. I could have made the pocket pink. So, but I just decided, like I said, to make my life harder. And yeah, just did the long route. Okay, so 6.5 inches, 5 inches, scored at the 5 inches mark, scored 1/2 inch for the spine, because this box is about 1/4 inch. So, I mean, you could theoretically make your insert a little bit fatter, maybe 3/4 of an inch, because there is room. But since I don't have anything in here, I just left it. Let's see. If I have a rosette on this side, a rosette on this side. I feel like that would be fine if I didn't have something bulky on the flap. So you can make it 3/4 of an inch spine if you like. Like I said, I don't have anything particular yet to stick in here. So I only made mine 1/2 inch. If you want to stick to my measurements, because it will affect the flap, you could do so just to be safe. It looked like it should be fine with just a couple rosettes, but if you make things chunky, you might have to adjust your measurements. But so this is 5 inches, 1/2 inch. This, I don't know. I worked kind of backwards because I figured you guys all wanted a flap. So I just made sure, because this is a 12-inch piece of paper. Yes. I know that the little, it's kind of like a keychain that I had dangling on what I sent Tina. So that it was about this wide, which I thought like, so I gave it, I made it like 2 1/4 inches on the flap. So score at 2 1/4, and that's like this much space. And this heart is probably just about 2 inches. So again, I punched a hole at the top, so you could do that if you wanted now, and just score at 2 1/4, which is this very first fold. And then to give some room, I only left a 1/4 inch. So I scored from here, this side now, from my 2 1/4 inch, I scored another 1/4 inch, which is 2 1/2 inches. So 2 1/4 plus the 1/4 inch gave me 2 1/2 inches for the next score line. Make sense? So 2 1/4 so I could fit my little embellishment or dangle. Punched a hole, 2 1/4, gave a little room for the width of the for the flap to fold over, because if I have something inside, I want everything to kind of fit. And there's the flap. And I just used washi tape to secure some of my embellishments, so it would stick on. Maybe we could do for demonstration purposes. But again, like I said, I punched a hole because I wanted to be able to dangle. I had just like a little thing dangling. I don't have my hop dial, and I don't want to use my hole puncher. It's too big of a hole, but you get the idea. And then you I stuck 2 different embellishments here. So there it was, like I said, let's go